Speaking of unhappy surprises, that was just our my roommate's friend. I refer to him as Drunk Eddy. He usually shows up in times when I like absolutely don't want to see him. So that's kind of funny that I pulled the Tower card in the near past, and I was just talking about the Tower and unhappy surprises, and then this dude starts knocking on my door. So this is going to be part 2 of the full moon in Leo video of pulling in these energies. The Tower card is, people who are kind of resting on their laurels, people who are like sitting on the top of the world that need a little spark or a little shift. This is not necessarily a bad thing. This is just God putting everybody on the path that they need to be on, just like we were talking about before. And this would be within the past 2 weeks to 2 lunation cycles. So in the past 2 weeks to the past 2 months that this energy is pulling in. And in the near future, what we have to look forward to surrounding this full moon in Leo is the sun. The sun is an energy that embodies Leo fully. Okay, you see this happy, childlike energy, waving the red flag, showing their root chakra, like base, just like root energy, and being happy and out in the sun, that they're causing the sunflowers to bloom behind them. The sun is radiating, and this is just happy being in your own skin, like going through the town, waving your flag however you want to wave it, and just being yourself. And like when you see someone that's happy like that, you can't help but smile too. You can't help but be happy too. And that's what we were talking about before in the other video, about healthy Leo energy being a time where you can radiate from within, so that other people can also be ignited and start to radiate too. It only takes one candle to start the lighting, throughout the whole community, and then everybody's candle gets lit, and then everybody can radiate light. So in the near future, we're looking forward to this type of radiant energy at the full moon in Leo. And I love that because it totally represents just what the astrology is talking about. In our conscious energy, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Let's talk about the Queen of Pentacles upright first, so that we understand what she means in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles upright is going to be a person that embodies either Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It doesn't have to be a woman, but it's usually somebody who is definitely in control of their feminine energy, meaning like they're in control of their creativity, their yin energy, their essence. It's a fertility energy. It's an energy of being able to take care of your earthly needs, being able to take care of your coin, literally, being able to take care of your resources. The fertility obviously is embodied in the rabbit symbolism here. And in our conscious energy in the reverse, there might just be a person in our life, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo, who might be pulling their energy in an off kind of way. They might be being pulled by this moon or this Uranus energy this way and that way, and they're just sort of like, instead of surfing the waves, they're being pulled by the tides, if you can understand the distinction between that. And in our conscious energy, we might be thinking of a person who's not sitting down and necessarily breathing into themselves and taking control of the energies. They might be letting the energies take control of them. And in that way, they might be impacting our lives in a less than positive degree at this full moon in Leo. In our subconscious energy, we have the Queen of Wands reversed. Now, the Queen of Wands is someone who is generally very creative. Again, this is fire energy, Leo energy. We see the cat. We see that, there's a connotation of the occult, of intuition, of knowing things beneath the surface, but she's also causing the flowers to grow, just like the sunflowers that we see in the sun. This symbolism, this fire symbolism, this Leo symbolism is coming through in this reading really strong, which is no surprise. It's a full moon in Leo. But the Queen of Wands reverse is somebody that maybe they're in control of their sexuality, but they might use their sexuality and prowess in a darker way. This is self-conscious energy. So this could be energy that ran through our lives for ourselves or through other people in our lives without us even realizing it or knowing it. But it could be somebody that's like using their sexuality to control situations, using their creativity as a vice, using their creativity to draw people in and say, oh, look what I can create, look what I can do, and now you're gonna love me. Now, you know, there's even an element of obsession with creative pursuits here. Once again, we want to be sure to surround ourselves with people and surround ourselves with our own energy that's going to be creative in positive ways so that we can feel completely unencumbered and be riding throughout the town our happy, healthy, childlike, not childish. There's a distinction between being immature and childlike. When you're childlike, that means that you're open, you're always a beginner, you're always ready for new things, you're open to the energy that's surrounding you, but at the same time you're able to radiate your own energy in a healthy way. Children don't really take into account what the weather is or what's going on around them. They absolutely absorb energy from others, but they also are able to in a safe space and in a safe zone radiate the energy that they need to radiate. And when we have these two characters in our conscious energy and in our subconscious energy, and their energy is moving in more of a like internal or adverse direction, we need to be aware of others around us that like maybe might be challenging our ability to radiate on the highest level that we need to. How we see ourselves in this situation is Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, aces are always a gift from the heavens. That's always just like a complete lucky gift from the heavens that's handed to us out of nowhere. And Ace of Swords is always a card of truth. It's always a card of like cutting through the bullshit, speaking the truth, being clean and being pure within your thoughts and within your reality so that your truth comes out in a very blessed way. The Ace of Swords is also a gift of truth. It's a gift of enlightenment. It's a gift of showing us the truth. Okay, so maybe at this full moon in Leo, especially since full moons are times that highlight and illuminate and make us conscious of what's happening around us and what's happening with the people around us. Maybe during this full moon in Leo, we see ourselves as gaining an element of truth on a situation or being able to mentally be clear on what's happening or have a mental gift to give during this time. How others see us in this situation is Judgment reversed. Judgment upright is a card of resurrecting the dead, basically. As the trumpet blares on Judgment Day, after the apocalypse, the dead will be risen who are chosen by God, who deserve to be resurrected. And how other people see us in this situation is maybe that we're being unfairly judged by others. Maybe we're being harshly judged by others. I don't think that we're being harshly judged by God, but we could be stumbling upon a little bit of bad luck here in certain situations. But there might be people that are judging our process. There might be people that are judging who we are or what we do. But that's just the environment. That's not actually happening. That's not actually God doing it. This is the position of how other people see us or how the environment is during this full moon in Leo. So, you might be trying to, in the near future, you're going to be shining your light and everybody's going to want to be in these flowers. Everybody's going to be asking us, oh, wow, can I shine in your light? Can I bask in your light? But that's in the near future. That's not happening like exactly right now. Right now, people might be judging us like harshly, like, what are you doing? What are you on? What's your thing? Like, I can think of a person in my life right now who just, I'm not really like that fond of. She thinks she is somebody and she's a little clingy, hanger on little like child, basically. She is immature and she thinks she's cute and she thinks she is somebody. And I am, you know, I'm quiet, you know, I'm like the high priestess. I'm like, I know what I know. I'm a grown-ass woman. Like, I'm probably twice this kid's age, you know what I mean? And whatever, but I can feel like that kind of judgment coming from someone like that, or other people in my life that just don't understand me and don't understand what I'm doing. Maybe you could relate to that. In our hopes and fears, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. So we already had the King of Swords coming in as a challenge, and as a hope or a fear, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. Knight of Swords upright is going to be somebody who definitely comes in fast with their ideas, with their words, with their actions. This is more of an intellectual energy, so this is somebody who's like texting you, getting a hold of you. This is an Aquarius energy. This is Gemini or Libra energy. I can definitely think of an Aquarius in my life right now who has all of a sudden just been texting out of nowhere. And in the hopes and fears position, this is usually a person who, like, you do hope to have that communication. You do hope to have some clarity. But also you're sort of afraid of what that clarity might bring, or you're also afraid of actually connecting with this person because you're not really sure what path that's going to stumble upon. The Aquarian energy can be related through this card too. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but it could just be that we are hopeful and fearful of this incoming Aquarian energy too, because it has a lot to do with the future, doing things in an entirely new way, coming up with new ideas of how to solve old problems. And that can be scary because it's not trodden path, you know. It's like blazing a new ground mentally. Like, it's having to change our minds, and sometimes having to change your mind and realize that your clarity is coming through. This can also be, you know, lies too. Knight of Swords reverse is not necessarily a person that always tells the truth. So, I mean, this Aquarian energy, especially out in the media and out in the grander world and out in like the sort of what's happening out there in the world, you know, like we could be hopeful for this new age coming in, but we could also be fearful for the ability for technology to sort of like, because Aquarian age also has to do with like technology, social media, any type of advancements technologically that can literally change the way that we operate. You know, if we have AI, you know, women for these dudes to like have around the house and like to fuck and do the laundry and whatever, like, I mean, is it going to become obsolete to even connect with one another? And is that something to be hopeful for or fearful for? You know, there's a lot of lies involved in what's good for humanity, you know, so we got to keep our eyes peeled, especially during this full moon in Leo, because some information might come out as to where like there are entities, greater, big entities out there that are trying to direct the narrative for human beings like you and me. Human beings like you and me know in our hearts that the most power that we have is connecting from one heart space to the other, and that we can't be kept in our little boxes without like actually like fucking each other and holding each other and loving each other and tasting each other and smelling how bad we smell, you know, and it's just something really visceral and animalistic that we need to like stay connected. And that is the power that we have against these, you know, robot entities that, and I mean as a robot entity, I don't just mean like as a robot, I mean just as like companies or extraterrestrial situations that would just rather harvest our energy instead of letting us bloom as the you know, flowers in the sun that we are. We do much better together. As a likely outcome, after the full moon in Leo, chances are we're going to have a hangover and need a little bit of a rest. That's straight up. Again, we have the air energy coming through. Swords always represent thoughts and ideas. And just like after all this goes down, and after all these changes come through, and after all this information comes out, and after all this clarity is brought forth, we might just need, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday to just sort of chill and rest and tap into that Venus and Pisces energy and just give ourselves a chance to recuperate. This is a card of rest and recuperation. It's even a card of like maybe needing to take a little bit of a vacation or a time out, you know, from all the action. And I do believe it's going to be an action-packed weekend, and I hope that that is a positive action for all of us who are tuning into this full moon in Leo reading. And I love you very much, and I wish you all the very, very best that your ego has to give. And I look forward to your sunshine shining on me, and I look forward to my sunshine shining on you too. I love you. See you next time.